morning, it's 9 o'clock, June the 27th, 2022, and our regular Commissioners Court meeting is now in session. First item on the agenda is roll call by our County Clerk, Mary Jane Vargas-Benoit. Good morning, Mary Jane.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Judge Rethel.
Present.
Commissioner Mendoza.
Present.
Commissioner Elizondo.
Present.
Commissioner Solis.
Present.
And Commissioner Garza.
Present.
We have a quorum, Judge.
Thank you, Mary Jane. Next item is our invocation by Pastor Roger Mitter, Commissioners Court Chaplain. Dr. Mitter, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you bow your heads with me this morning, let's pray. Our Father who provides rest, we come into your presence this day with the desire and the need to quiet our hearts and our minds as we prepare for the work before this court. So grant us, Father, the ability to turn down the volume of the sometimes necessary distractions of our world so that we may hear you today with open ears. May your guidance speak today to our leaders as you spoke to Elijah gently and quietly in the wind and not in the earthquake and fire, nor in the sound of the fury. May our leaders be receptive to your voice this day as they seek to serve this community. May wisdom be granted to them. May patience be theirs. And may peace come from their efforts to honor you. And we thank you for your hand with which both leads and protects. And in Christ's name we humbly ask these things. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4, communications, Commissioners. I guess all 5 of us were last week attending our annual conference for our continuing education, and it was in Corpus Christi. I think the weather was perfect, but I think some of us were exposed to the virus, and some of us came down. I think talking with some of the commissioners, many of the fellow commissioners in the conference came down with the virus. So it's definitely still around. But thank goodness we're all okay. I think the commissioner.
Yes, Judge, I brought COVID from Corpus, but it was very mild symptoms. Already tested positive 4 days in a row, but like the judge says, it's out there. And we really weren't that close to each other, but we picked it up somewhere and.
I think the main conference room was tight. There was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there was quite a number of elected officials there, so unfortunately, but I think we're all okay.
Yeah, we're
I think,
okay.
we survived it.
Commissioner, right.
Yeah.
You meant you tested negative for
But she tested negative.
4 days in a row.
Yeah, you meant negative.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said
Positive.
Friday, negative. Oh, I said positive?
Yeah.
Say positive.
Okay.
Leave.
That's right.
No, Friday.
Just want to clear that up.
Yes, I think.
Well, we're all here.
For the record, it's negative.
It's a thing.
Yes, thank you.
I guess we all have our hours for the year. We're continuing education, so as far as the state guidelines, we're all okay now. Communications, I think all of us have been seeing the lake levels. It certainly the last 2 weeks have seen a considerable drop in our lake levels. It's very concerning. I know we're starting to have some problems there at our well water intake. I think we've got the diesel pump on standby.
We have it on standby, yes, sir. Yeah, I was just told by the water plant supervisor that our turbidities are pretty high.
Yes.
We're needing to use quite a bit of chemicals right now, so, it's pretty high.
And I don't see, I'm just, listening to the news and reading the papers, and of course, we keep in touch with the water master on almost a weekly basis, and just the ongoing droughts throughout the region. My understanding, Monterrey, Nuevo León, they're having really severe problems just west of us. The city of 5 million people, and they're basically also very in dire straits as far as water supplies. So it is very concerning. We're undertaking a study, see how we can come up with a secondary water source, whether it's recycling of water or trying to see how we can improve our system. But it's certainly concerning. And I live right by the raw water intake, and oh boy, it's just mud. So it's a very difficult situation. I have made some outreach to the congressman, maybe a possible dredging project that would improve at least the area around the facility there, but I don't know if that's even possible. But it is very concerning, and just started summer season. Hopefully we'll get some rains and improve our water situation. But I thought I'd bring that up, that I think most of us have noticed But the water the last few days has dropped significantly on the lake. Any other communications, commissioners? I don't have anything else to share. I do have, we were speaking about COVID offhand. I do have the latest report, that, as of, I did post a report on my Facebook page on Friday, and so since last Friday, which was 6/24, we've had an additional 5 cases that have been confirmed positive. So we're up to 2455, officially by the state. Probable cases went up by 11, and fortunately, no more fatalities or deaths to report. So, and I think these numbers might be lower than what's actually happening. I think many of us are now doing home testing, and those don't get reported to the state. So I think the numbers in our community are much higher than what is reflected in the numbers. So I think we all need to continue to be careful. There are still vaccinations ongoing. Our fire department is still making them available, and of course the state health department also has vaccinations available, and our pharmacies are also helping out. So people can still get vaccinated if they need. So any other communications? If not, we'll move on to public comment. This section provides the public the opportunity to address the Commissioners Court on any items on the agenda. Any members of the public wish to address the court at this time? Yes, sir. You may approach and just state your name for the record.
David Vasquez.
David Vasquez, and which item?
I was formerly with Daniel's Pharmacy. I was a tester.
Oh, yes, David, yes.
It's been a while.
Yes.
So the communication I wanted to convey today, and that it does have to do with the COVID, is I showed my commitment to our community by driving 2 hours to and 2 hours.
Yes, you were very helpful in the onset of COVID, when we were all struggling and somewhat panicking. Your pharmacy was very helpful to our community.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I've moved on to another entity, which is now in the phase of preventative. So the product that I'm hoping that you all consider is an air purification system. It is one of the most advanced air purification systems. It is NASA inspired space technology. It does have to do with the UV rays. It is not something that you basically plug in and wait for an air purifier to capture people that may or may not have the virus, right? An air purification is still good, but ours is a little bit more advanced to the point where it goes in your duct system. Okay, it basically is attacking all viruses, mold, mildew, fungus, bacteria, and there are, I've done a lot of research, there are a lot of other things other than COVID that's affecting us right now. Having to do with travel, having to do with, we're along the border, we're exposed a little bit more to people coming from all over the world, be it legally or illegally. We are a corridor, has its great benefits, but it also leaves us exposed. We fought the war, we're winning the war, but like you said, we were all exposed. You went to Corpus Christi, and it was there. It's everywhere. We don't bring it back. It's here. It's there. It's here. It's everywhere. We protect ourselves as much as we can. The time now is to not be complacent. So do what you can. Social distancing, the masks, the vaccines, everything you can do. Home testing. One thing you brought up that I'm just thinking about right now is home testing. If in fact you happen to come out positive, I advise the community to let people know that you've come out positive. Let people know that, hey, you know what? I came out positive. I'm just letting you know. Do a self-voluntary contact tracing. We, as a community, can stop it. We can stop it. If you have the financial need that you feel you need to go to work, it's not worth it. Don't expose other people, because eventually it might get to somebody who's not vaccinated or has underlying symptoms, conditions that will not be able to fight it as much as other people can. So in that sense, I'm gonna leave some information at your office for everybody.
What's the name of your company that you're representing now?
It has to do, Del Valle Solutions.
Del Valle
Solutions, yes. And the Active Pure Air Scrubber. It's called the Active Pure Air Scrubber.
Yeah, we did have you down as reports and presentation item number 9, so that's good.
Okay,
We're
so
good.
maybe I just cut in line, I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
But I'm gonna go, any questions right now, or?
Well, we'll look forward to seeing what your products, can do for us and how much we can afford, cause.
Yeah, I know, it does come down to that. In other entities, that's, in other municipalities, it does come down to that. But we do offer different levels, the index, for public, transport, when you detain, when you're our sheriff's department detaining, we do have air purifiers that go in the units.
That might be something that
Yeah.
would be considered, so I appreciate you, offering that to.
Thank you so much. And I
And
wish
good
you all
seeing you,
the very
David.
best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, we're still in the public comment section.
Chris, did you have something to address the court before we start?
No, I'm here to support the museum.
You don't invite the committee for that, for the truck?
Yes.
Yes?
So on,
Come on down.
on Sunday, good morning, everyone. Good
Good morning.
On Sunday, July the 3rd, from 5 to 11, we're gonna be having a Jamaica, and it's sponsored by several different groups in San Ignacio. And this is the first time that we've had it in a while because of COVID, and also just the, you know, the way that personalities change roles in the little town. So we're very happy to do this. And thank you to everyone in the community who donated trees and got the sprinkler systems going. So we're very much looking forward
Yeah.
to that.
Thank you.
This will be, on the fourth, on the fourth.
Sunday the 3rd,
Sunday the third, at what time?
from 5 to 11.
5 to 11, okay. That's a beautiful area there. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We'll move on to item number 6, is approval of invoices. In your package, Commissioners, we had invoices, from June the 10th, 2022 through June the 23rd, 2022, for a total of $817,074.46.
Motion to approve as presented.
Motion by Commissioner Solis to approve invoices as presented, second by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Counselor, good morning. You're
Morning,
on.
Judge. Morning, Commissioner.
Item number 7 is approval of checks issued, and also in your package, we had checks from 6/10/2022 through 6/23/2022 for a total of $817,074.46.
Motion moved.
Motion by Commissioner Garza to approve, second by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving on to reports and presentation, item number 8 is an update on services provided to Zapata County by the Children's Advocacy Center of Laredo. Ms. Sanchez. Good morning, Dr. Sanchez.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Dr. Zapata Sanchez for the record, Executive Director of the Children's Advocacy Center in Laredo County. I'm here to, as always, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to use Zapata as service. Our work is to provide justice for children. And I'm here to tell you that we've been here 3 years, and we have been providing services such as therapy. We come 2 days out of the week, and the children are taken to these portables here by the driver's license, and they have been getting their therapy services. Now, we have been able to, we got a grant, and we got our forensic interview equipment. So now we're providing forensic interviews, so the children do not have to miss school, and they don't have to travel to Laredo. Instead, we're bringing our forensic interviewer here. We had our first forensic interview here in Zapata last week. We have one forensic interview assigned to Zapata, and she will be coming as needed. So for that, I want to thank you, and I wanted to let you know that we're going to provide as much as we can to provide justice for children. So really what I wanted to say is thank you so much for allowing us to be here and helping children out. If anything we can do for you, for the children of Zapata and their non-offending family members, excuse me, my voice is.
That's okay.
Please let us know. We're here to provide justice for children and their non-offending family members.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That is you lend us a building of 2 offices at the driver's license and next door, next to the, juvenile probation portable. We now have, it's fully equipped, and, we bought some of our furniture, and I'm putting together to see where else I can get furniture, but no, thank you so much.
It's very needed service, so yes, many of our facilities, we make them available to any agency. We try to facilitate to bring, the help down here and not, I guess, add additional cost to your agency, so we can help with both.
And I tell my colleagues, you just wanna go to Zapata to go eat.
Well, that too.
That too, so, including me, so. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
That's what I wanted to
Sanchez.
say. Thank you.
We'll move on to the action items. We will deliberate and consider action item number 10 is to provide a response to a question posed to the court during the public comment section on the June 10, 2022 meeting as to whether the county should consider the Zapata County Chamber of Commerce an agency of the county. This, Commissioner, was during the public comment section. We did forward the question to our county attorney. I don't know if you were able to review the questions, Counselor, and what you would advise the court, as to, the question posed.
Judge, I have reviewed the specific question. I apologize I wasn't here on that day, Judge. I don't recall where I was, Judge, but certainly it was relating to a court obligation that I had, Judge. But nonetheless, in reference to this, Judge, the Chamber of Commerce would not be considered an agency because an agency has a very specific legal definition. It would, however, have an agency-like association with the county. Specifically, if the county provides funds to the entity in an amount sufficient for its operation, or an amount that would be considered a substantial amount, Judge, then they are essentially an extension of the county in relation to performing the specific function that the county has contracted with them to do. Specifically, their function is to promote Zapata County. So, based off that, they would not be an agency, meaning they cannot act on behalf of Zapata County and bind Zapata County. But it is an agency type of relationship where they are acting on behalf of Zapata County to promote Zapata County. So, because there's been an Attorney General's opinion that there's been several, but one specifically, the facts are very similar to that that are currently going here in Zapata, specifically that when these governmental funds are transferred over, there's an expectation that the Chamber of Commerce will perform that government function on behalf of Zapata County. And because they are doing that, they are then subsequently open to the same public records requests that Zapata County would be available to. Now, that'd be specific to the monies that are allocated from the county, taxpayer dollars that are allocated to the Chamber of Commerce. But it's not an agency per se, because an agency has a very specific legal definition, but it is an agency type of relationship. And the Attorney General opinion makes reference to that specifically.
So the same rules apply if somebody's making a FOIA request to the county, that they should have the same.
That is what the Attorney General opinion does indeed state, Judge. And I can track it, the specific opinion number and all that for the court, Judge, give me an opportunity. But yes, that would be the answer. It's not an agency per se the way it's written here, Judge, but it is an agency type of relationship.
Yes.
So, is that the extent of the question, Judge?
I believe so. They posed the question. We felt we needed an answer. Certainly, it was during the public comment section. We couldn't discuss anything with the question, but we did forward it to you to get an opinion on it. I think, just moving forward, I think that the chamber is obligated, to, provide any information to the public.
Right.
That is requested.
Well, and I think it would behoove, the Commissioners Court as well, as being one of the primary
And
funding
yes.
sources, is to request that, documentation be provided to the county.
Yes.
Of what what the financial state of the
I think
chamber
it's
is.
important for it to
Absolutely.
be transparent, that, any and all documents pertaining to the operation, especially since the majority of the funding comes from the county, be open to the public for their review, and including the Commissioners Court, and subsequently, there may be some requests coming from the court in subsequent meetings. I don't think it's appropriate to ask during this, we wanted you to just give your opinion on it, but I think
Absolutely.
moving forward, certainly, we should be able to see any.
But it's pretty clear, Judge, in reference to, there's multiple Attorney General opinions, but one that was almost on point to our specific situation, Judge, and, but it is clear on that specific fact, so.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Commissioners, no action on this item. Are there any comments? I think the question is, Anna, have you posed a question to the court?
It was the same question,
But you're comfortable with our attorney's response to that question?
I do have a point of
Well,
clarification.
Yes, sir.
you might want to approach and state your name for the record.
Yes, good morning. My name is Sara Rathmel, and I have a specific question.
Well, let's see,
Mr.
hopefully I can answer it, let's see.
According to the tax code governing the hotel occupancy tax, the Chamber of Commerce, if it received hotel occupancy tax funds, should have had a separate account. So each expenditure, according to law, is supposed to be tracked by the public and by the court.
Absolutely.
If there is no separate account and the funds have been commingled, how do we separate what was used for this item or that item?
Okay. When it becomes commingled, now the entirety of all accounts become public record,
No.
so.
Thank you so much for your clarification.
We'll move on to item number 11, is to fill vacant positions for the Zapata County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Commissioners, as you recall, last meeting, our retiring Commissioner Agasa retired or resigned from the board. We do need to appoint another member to.
I'll make a motion to appoint Judge Rathmel in that position.
Motion by Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? Appreciate the confidence, Commissioner. I will try to do the best. I am familiar with their budget, so I will certainly be on top of how the operations of the appraisal district moves forward.
Good luck, Judge.
Okay. A motion second, all those in favor? Aye. Thank you, Commissioners. We'll move on, item number 12, is to approve a purchase of a 3-gang range ball picker with gator adapters, and this will be coming from the certificates of obligation. I think it was mistakenly left out, is that correct, Commissioner?
That is correct.
Motion move.
We're down to about 12,027.
I think this will take most of it, but
Okay.
it is a necessary
Yeah.
equipment.
Right
for
now,
the
currently,
operation.
the employees are picking them up manually, and it's close to 1,000 range balls a day. So this would be, big help for the employees.
think
I
that will
just
allow
want
them
the
to
court
do
to be
other
aware
things.
of the
Yeah.
amount that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
when I heard that they were manually picking up every ball, I was like, oh.
And we're looking at about
Lord.
1,000 a day.
It's gotta take forever for them
Yeah.
to do that, and
Well-
and this will facilitate it substantially.
Do we have an amount attached?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be $3,482.
I'll second the motion, Judge.
That'll include the gator adapter. You'll hook it up to the gator, and you'll be able to pick them up
Okay.
like that.
We have
We
a
already
motion
have
by
a
Commissioner
gate available,
Garza.
Commissioner,
Yes,
for the,
we
for
got them
the.
in last week,
Oh,
actually.
that's awesome.
That's very good. Got a motion by Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Item number 13 is to approve the purchase of a golf net to be used as a barrier for the driving range.
Commissioners and Judge, the current one was, actually deteriorated from the years, the sun. This one will be a cost of 6,600, and it'll also come from the CO.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
know
this
that,
will-
I know that was needed, Judge, because when you're playing that first hole, There's someone in that driving range, you are
What's reliability
cannon fodder
purposes?
there,
Correct.
so.
Yes,
It's,
when we acquired
I've
it-
had a few whiz by my, I mean, maybe intentionally, I don't know, but, if it was intentional, that's pretty good aim, good goal.
When we did acquire the golf course, we knew we needed some upgrades. We did, I guess, allocate, close to $100,000, from the certificate of obligation for that purpose. I think we might be a little bit over, with this expenditure, but it's really close to.
No,
what-
we'll still be under.
We'll be under?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We just won't be able to purchase anything else after this.
This will be the end of it.
Motion
Okay.
move.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Garza, second by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 14 is to extend the hours of operation at the 8-liners redemption machine establishments. Commissioner Garza, I know right now they're currently open, operating, allowed to open from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. And I know there's a request.
Yes, that's the only thing that I did, just to sponsor her to come and talk to the Commissioner's Court and let Commissioner's Court decide.
Okay. Ms. Guerra, maybe you may oppose, I think you brought the item, or we're thinking about, for your employer about,
Good morning, Judge.
you need to make us justification as to why you need 2 additional hours till 4 in the morning.
Well, I think when the tax is gonna come, maybe that'll give us more time to come up with to pay the taxes. But it's up to you. I mean, we're grateful to work until 2, but if you would give us an extension, maybe that would help some of the employees, because right now, there's no job. I mean, there's a lot of jobs right now, but people just don't wanna work.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's up to you if y'all can grant us
What
that.
was your name again, ma'am?
Yes, señor, yeah.
Yes, senor.
I'm from
Ma'am, the only
Pennsylvania.
concern that I have is that, let's say about the ones that are far away over there, security purposes, do you guys have any security out there? We're open till 4 in the morning, that's kind of like a safety issue for me.
Well, so we have, security all the time there. We
You guys have
people-
security?
Yes.
Okay.
But those securities are under state license or,
Like, they should be, I think they are. They have their license, they have a weapon, so I'm guessing.
So they're armed security?
Yes.
I
I
think
mean-
in the past, certainly, majority of establishments are outside the town limits, especially in Falcon area where the majority of the establishments are at. There's a few that are within the town that certainly, given the well, to our ordinance, we upgraded the ordinance, or updated, certainly would not be able to operate under the new guidelines. Those establishments were grandfathered, and they're allowed to operate, but there has been a lot of pushback from the residents there about the disturbance that go traffic in and out till 2 in the morning. Now, if we go till 4 in the morning, I think that's gonna, of course, expose them to even more and more noise, and certainly I've spoken to quite a few of the residents there in the area, and they're not happy about even the court considering.
Falcon is Falcon, Falcon is very special.
Yes.
It's always been since I was a.
So, I think, the 2 in the morning, I think is sufficient in my opinion.
I think so too. It's okay. It's okay.
It's
I
okay?
just bring it up to see if,
See what mood we're in.
yeah, see what you're in. But it's okay. I mean, it's enough.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Guevara,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
we appreciate, your tax revenue to the county, your fee revenue to the county is certainly helpful in these difficult times, so.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
well, y'all have a good day. Thank you
All right,
so
thank
much.
you, ma'am. Commissioner, is there a motion to deny? I make a motion to deny.
second.
Second by Commissioner Garza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion denied. Item number 15 is to approve purchase of transportation van from Reliable Chevrolet using Operation Lone Star funds. The sheriff here this morning? Oh, Joe, good morning, Joe.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning, Jay.
Morning.
We have a transportation van that needs to be purchased or that we would like to purchase with the Operation Lone Star. It's about $49,329.95 from Reliable Chevrolet.
Motion move.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Garza. Any discussion? I guess we don't have to go through the buy board if we're under 50,000?
Yeah.
Then we go out for bids. Maybe the grant will make it,
The grant sometimes place restrictions
Yes.
on where and when, where you can purchase it from. So
So,
FYI.
yeah.
I don't recall seeing it, but just double check before because it might require you to purchase.
well,
Yes.
through the buy board or get 3 bids.
Right, they might require that, so just FYI.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll approve
Was
it.
that last time? when we
It's
did
like
that?
last time, like with the units, but this is just one.
Yeah, you still have to go out to
Yes,
bid.
yes, sir.
It is $150,000, so technically it's within the county guidelines,
Right.
but the state, that grant might require that you,
I was gonna get with him, Judge, and, because this was a last minute item, I just saw it, Friday, but I'll get together with him to make sure that everything through the grant is,
all the requirements are met. Okay, so we will approve it,
pending that.
Pending that.
Okay, so got a motion by Commissioner Garza? No.
Mendoza.
Seconded by Garza, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 16 is to approve lease renewal for Zapata Medical Clinic at 801 North US Highway 83 for a period of approximately 24 months commencing April 1st, 2022 and expiring March 31st, 2024. Gonzalez, yes, Ellen Dorado Medical Center operates our Zapata clinic and has a 2-year lease agreement with them.
The compliance officer reached out to me last week and said, actually it was supposed to be done in April, so she called me up and sent me an email. It's a 2-year renewal. I spoke to the judge because we have the way we have it set up right now, we have one area and there should be a little floor plan in your packet.
There is, in your file, Commissioner, there is a floor plan. I think, what I was telling Mr. Gonzalez, I think it'd be a good time for us, since we do have EOC grant upcoming, to be able to, see how much area we're gonna need. Yeah, you can come, Mr. Gonzalez, you're the engineer for that grant. So.
And we also have our,
So I think the timing is perfect, that we renew the lease, but we wanna make sure that we, can utilize all the rooms we need, or space.
Right, Judge, I was also, in reviewing the contract, I noticed that it makes specific, designations to the square footage, so I wanted to make sure that
Yes.
the count, because that has to be properly identified prior to execution.
Yes.
right now, the way it's set up right now, we have identified that area that the doctor
Just a
sees
small
on the
area.
south side.
Right.
So there's a couple of areas within the lobby that we wanna also, we've occupied and we've used, we just don't have it formally in the contract.
Okay. Well, that'd be the time to do it.
Okay.
So morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez.
So with this, is it allowing Mr. Gonzalez to look at the area that's gonna be utilized and how much the county's gonna be left over with? Because the EOC, grant.
Well, right now is the time for us to decide how much we need, and we'll update, the lease agreement with the slot, the space that we need.
Yes, because
And then we'll have to retrofit a couple of areas.
Yes.
we need to let them know that we're gonna be doing.
So we'll be
some-
working on it. I think Mr. Gonzalez, I told Mr. Gonzalez, let him know that we'll be evaluating how much space the county's gonna need, and before we move forward.
And it's a workable thing, it's just a matter of.
Yeah. Most of the space, even though it's under their lease, is unoccupied, they don't use it, so, we can.
We'll repurpose it and, we'll, move some walls around so that we can make it functional for the sheriff's office and the fire department for the dispatch center.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Motion to approve, Judge. And for clarification, there's also been an assignment, Judge, from Regional Employee Assistance Program to the Laredo Clinic Asset Holding Company. I'm sure that's just some type of accounting situation, Judge, but just letting the county know that there's an assignment of the lease to that other holding company.
So I think, do we, table this until we come up with the amount of square footage that the county's gonna require? Do we wanna approve it with pending?
Well, I think it starts in March, Judge.
So, yeah, right now they don't have a contract.
That's right, Judge. So, it is an active contract as of now, so it can be approved subject to.
Well, no, it expired in March.
Right, it expired in March, Judge, but what I'm trying to say is that it can be approved subject to the, is it gonna take very long to?
With the EOC, it might,
Oh, it
decide
might.
exactly how much, I don't know how fast the grant, process is gonna move forward.
They just notified us that they're gonna be, that they're gonna be approving the county for the funding, but there is a process for all the funding that comes in. But you've already done the procurement, which that kind of accelerates that, and for the administration and the engineering. And we just need to look at what, we've met with the sheriff and his staff to look at what areas they wanted to use, but.
I think we could approve it with the two offices that we're currently using.
Okay.
For maybe a 6-month period if they want a contract, and then I think at the end of 6 months, we should be able to plan exactly.
Also,
Yeah,
what I
but
can
I
work
just wanna
out.
make sure I have an active
Yeah, an
contract
active
with the
date.
liability.
Yes.
issue.
So right now, we're using 2 offices of
Okay.
their lease space.
Which is
Okay.
The county is, we're using our Engineering Health Director is using one of the offices, and now we allowed, A&M Corpus Christi to.
And they're amenable to us using those
Yes.
specific, okay. As long as they're amenable to that, Judge, then I guess we could do
Well, for moving forward, we'll leave those out for now.
Yeah. I mean, I won't do anything without, consulting with you and the attorney.
Right, and then, we can,
It's a
do a
shorter time
finalized
period.
one with an addendum, specific to the
The
areas
space
that
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
need,
use.
yes.
And what they send as a contract, the amendment is a draft, so they expect us to make changes.
That's
you know.
right. That's right.
Well, they don't expect us to make changes, but it's open to changes.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, we could do, from March to, from now till, the end of December, I guess.
Okay.
I don't wanna go 2 years and then
And
be
then have
stuck
to-
with having to renegotiate with them, but I think we're not gonna have anything between now and December, we're not.
I hope we do.
Well,
I mean,
Okay.
at least, like.
A plan.
Yeah, a plan, no construction, but.
No construction.
At least a
Simple,
plan,
Judge,
yes.
because that would just be a changing of dates. The essence of the agreement is the same.
Or include a clause there that say, hey,
That's right.
we may
Yeah,
need.
from-
I won't do anything without consulting.
Okay.
Okay, so then the court is
Judge,
authorizing it to extend.
Judge, they make a contract
until
for
we're
6
able to
months.
finalize.
For 6 months.
For 6 months,
Yeah.
beginning April 1st? No, today, I guess.
No,
Well,
from
starts,
today.
well, starts
until-
March,
Yeah.
April first to.
April 1st.
Yeah.
So I'll modify my motion, to,
For 6 months.
change
For
it
6
to a
months.
6-month contract.
Beginning April 1st?
Beginning, April 1st.
Whenever the date was, yeah.
I'll second the motion.
Okay,
Okay.
motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. So, yeah, I think it'll be an opportunity with the EOC grant for us to improve that clinic and offer more services to the community. So we can have both of them, and I think we can accommodate both the clinic and the EOC there. It'd be a good upgrade to that clinic. Item number 17 is to approve fiscal year 2022-2023 Zapata County holiday calendar.
Motion to approve. the-
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Garza. I think you were,
Any changes?
any comments?
No, the only change that we did have is the newest holiday.
Which has been already observing for the last 2 years.
Yes, we have been observing.
We don't, Nelly apprised me of the fact that we don't have a holiday in August, so does the county wanna promote a holiday in August?
Commissioner Court date.
The hottest heck holiday.
Yes.
We need a back to school break.
Okay, so, there's a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 18 is to approve and award the request for proposal submission to Texas Association of Counties, HEDP, for the group health coverage and life insurance for fiscal year 2022-2023. Of course, Commissioner, we went out for bids a few months ago to see what kind of offers we would get on our health insurance, and we only got one response.
We did get one response, which is from our current, carrier, which is TAP. We did look at the rate, and I did look at the current rate that we do have in place right now. The current rate right now, we have, we pay $673.64, monthly for employee. The employer rate is $639. It did increase $37.
That's about 5%, a little over 5%, so.
So annually, what we would be looking at an increase on the employer side is more or less 115,000.
Okay, for the entire,
For the overall.
entire county employees.
Individually, do you have the numbers for individually, per employee?
Per employee that it would increase? I think right now bi-weekly, we're paying $15.55, it increases to $16.40. $1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. And yes, I think our plan, I think we're fortunate, our employees to have access to Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think, so it's an excellent plan. We do get some complaints on the affordability of the deductibles and the overall out of pocket, but I think, for any major expense, I think it is still very, it's a very good plan for our employees. And,
County offers good benefits.
yeah. Got a motion second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 19 is to approve the 2023 renewal rates for the Emeritus Dental Vision Plan with no rate increase. Motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Solis to approve, seconded by Commissioner Gatsa. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion carried, there was no rate increase. Item number 20 is to approve the hire of Sandra Gutierrez as site manager for Zapata County Nutrition Center, slot number 5, at $10 an hour, effective 6/27/2022.
Judge, I would like to have 20 and 21 in executive session, please.
The executive session?
Yes.
Okay, so under personnel?
Mhm.
All right, 2020 and 21 would be to approve the hire of Maria Aped as an assistant cook for Zapata County Nutrition Center, at slot 2 at $10 an hour. So, if you want to second that?
Yeah.
Second the motion.
Okay, so we'll hear those in, we've got a motion in a second, we'll hear them in executive session, and we'll recall those. Item number 22 is to approve memorandum of understanding between the VA Texas Valley Coastal Bend Healthcare System and Zapata County concerning the mobile clinic service. Commissioner, a few months ago, I met with our Veteran Service Officer, Mr. Pope Gonzalez, on the possibility of allowing a mobile clinic that's gonna be in our area throughout South Texas, and making, health coverage better for our local veterans. They were asking for a site that they could set up, and I think what they're requesting from us is basically the community center parking lot, and maybe adding, making the power available to them. So that is what the VA system is requesting for us. I think it's a 5-year commitment to the veterans of Zapata County. I haven't looked into the exact cost of what it would take for us to facilitate a pole, I guess, for them to power their mobile system. And they would be here on a monthly basis and making appointments to the veterans. So, I mean, I think it's an improvement for our veterans in healthcare.
Can they use the one that is beside the emergency clinic?
Yeah, we need to decide.
We have a pole there
We
and
have
everything.
something existing there,
Yeah.
we can accommodate them there, yes, that would be the place, but they're gonna come down, they didn't choose the exact location, but they said, I told them, I think the community center would probably be, the parking lot there would be the most appropriate for that service, but I think it'll be something that is good for our veterans to have.
Motion to approve.
Motion, and I think, you've reviewed the.
I had, the copy, Judge, is it included in the?
Yes, it is, it's not very long.
I'll look at it right now.
Okay,
Because I never received it prior to.
yes, oh, that's fine, we should send it to,
Okay.
it's not very long, lengthy, and basically all they're asking is for some power to the.
And Judge, is this gonna be a permanent place?
No,
or
mobile,
is it
it's gonna be an
mobile?
traveling, like a big RV that.
I see.
with
And they come
doctors
every other week or something like that?
I think once a month.
Once a month,
or-
okay.
I'm not sure. So, yeah, the agreement would be for 5 years. And the county would be responsible for, of course, restrooms, there's restrooms there at the community center, power, they're asking for, for a waiting area in the lobby. I think we could accommodate all those in the community center, all those requests. Parking spaces for veterans, patients, we have that. And then adequate mobile clinic parking space, to park the unit. So, I think we can accommodate all those requests. But we'll approve it, pending,
Yeah,
the-
what is the motion, Judge,
Second.
to approve it pending review by legal? It was Mendoza,
Okay,
Solis.
motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Yeah, they're pretty much just asking for the use of the
Parking lot, yeah.
Okay.
And provide power to them.
Right.
Yeah.
5-year period, okay. No automatic renewal, just 90-day written notice, okay. Yeah, but I think it'd be okay, Judge.
Okay, so, go ahead and approve it, Mary Jane. The review has taken place. Item number 23 is an update on Miraflores Park project. Mr. Gonzalez, good morning.
We're very anxious to start this project in small funds.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. G.
On this project, I had presented a layout for the court to review last time, and everything was fine. What we did is, we did make a modification on the, multi-purpose field. We made it a little bit smaller, and, that would allow for a little bit more playground area. And so I think, I'm gonna pass just a revised layout. What we did also, that's also gonna help us with, we had tried to put the field as big as possible, but as it's going from east to west, and I'll pass these. As you're going from east to west, the slope on the terrain starts to drop significantly. And if we try to maximize the field, it leaves for a pretty sharp slope where it was gonna require some retaining walls on the sides. We don't have a very big budget for the project, so what we did is we brought the field in so that it allowed us to put in, just, sloped sides. And I think that will save us a significant amount of money. That's the main change that we did to the field, as opposed to the one that we had previously. I also provided a cost estimate for 2 signs. One sign, and covers, I guess, this item and the next item. One sign for each project on the Miraflores project and the Los Ebanos project. I contacted, CS Graphics.
Sure.
Out of Roma to get us a cost estimate to, create an 8x12 sign and frame it and install it. So it includes the installation, and so, because sometimes our crews are busy doing other maintenance work, and I think that would take care of that. And so it's, I thought it was reasonable cost, it's $13.50, but I just wanted to get approval from the court for that item. So then that'll be for both.
Because we do need that signage up there with the grant. Was that the temporary signage that is?
It's the temporary
Yes.
signage.
As part of the grant, we are required to.
Motion to approve on the
Yeah.
Second.
And, on the plans, we will be sending the plans to the, architectural barriers so that they can review, since it's a public, use, park. And,
I mean, it's a very nice plan, nice area for what we can afford, and yes, it should be good for your area residents.
that will work.
Yeah.
So that,
Okay,
it's just a
so I got a motion by Commissioner Garza to approve, to go ahead and order the sign, though. And seconded by, motion by Commissioner Lee, seconded by Commissioner Garza. Yeah, we need to put that, place that signage on both, areas.
Mr. Gonzalez, so once we place the sign,
Okay.
what's the next step? We start bidding out the project.
No?
A mí no me dio nada. I need it for the record too. No other life.
Get environmental clearance
Thank you.
pretty quickly since it is already in a platted subdivision, but there will be a category one exclusion for environmental review, but there does need to be, some, I guess, clearance on the environmental side. That, I think it shouldn't, take very long because since it was in a platted area, it's not new land that we're gonna be encumbering. It was already, I
I
guess.
think the process has been slow, it's gonna be slow.
It has been slower than what I would have liked for it to have been, so,
I mean, no fault of our own, but it's just,
we have plans ready for bidding, so
Yeah.
if we get an okay on that, we can bid it out immediately, but they did get, told that we needed to have that cleared first.
Motion move.
Okay.
Yes, so, Commissioner Lee, Commissioner Garza, and to approve the invoices, Commissioner, for the temporary signage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that will be for,
2,700.
It's 2,700.
Okay, did you get that right, 27? Okay. All right, item number 24 is update on Los Ebanos Golf Course Park project. And this, of course, is the golf course that we acquired with
Yeah, we
the.
acquired the golf course, so the majority of the funds went for the purchase of the golf course. Left a little bit of funds for, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a multi-use trail, and we're gonna attach the existing walking track that's behind the library.
Yes.
And since it's already like a paved track there, we're gonna attach that to the multi-use trail, and we're gonna take it down the way we're showing in the facility, all the way down, to the end of the property on the north side of the Los Ebanos golf course. It's on that wood ditch.
How long will the trail be?
It's 44,000 square feet on linear footage.
So what you'll be able to.
It's on that one.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Did I give you up? No, I'm sorry, I kept them all, I'm sorry.
Something. Oops.
Oh, one with that one.
The other
Well,
one.
the commissioner gave it to you, I said, okay, I'll keep them here.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I think it's a beautiful area, Commissioners, and I think this trail will, that will allow the public to view the course, the nature, that, and also it'll be able to have the use of the facilities also, I guess the bathrooms that we.
It is in close proximity to the bathrooms, so we could make like a small, entrance there. It's just, I didn't put the trail, I delineated where the golf course playing area
Yes.
is, because I didn't want people that are walking or hiking or on their bicycle to accidentally get hit by a golf ball.
So
And
this will include for bicycles as well?
it's a 12-foot, a trail, so it will, accommodate for people that are walking or bicycling. And, they can use the facility, I just didn't want, like I mentioned, for them to be too close in proximity, so at the end, I guess, where it loops around, we can bring in a path to the restroom facilities that are back there, so that there's a water, water dispenser, there at the facilities, and there's.
So the trail will connect from the library, behind the library, and will it also connect to the trail that goes around the Bravo, Pond Park area, or will they're not all three connected?
Well, that's a great idea,
I mean, there's-
I hadn't taken it, cause we do have that spillway from the water plant, coming out of the, like where the library is.
Yeah.
The backwash water coming out of the water plant comes into the Bravo Pond, so it may require maybe like.
I think it'd be nice if it was, everything was interconnected, so people at the park, Bravo Park could actually continue, instead of
That would be
having to come
ideal.
on the street and going behind the library to access the park.
Okay, we can figure, it's all county property.
Yes.
So we can figure out, it might need like a pedestrian, like little area, just, maybe a small bridge or something.
Okay.
But just minimal, because there's an area that's always wet.
It'd be all interconnected, so if you park at the Bravo Park, you can still access that area without having, you know what, well, we gotta go behind the library and then take off to see it.
Yes. So then they'll have a full path or a smaller path,
Right.
and they'll be all, continuous linear park, or not.
And of course, with the grant, Parks and Wildlife was insistent that we include walking trails, as part of the grant, so we are complying, but it's really a good idea for the public to enjoy all that area that we acquired.
Motion moved.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, in the late evenings or early evenings, before the sun goes down, like deer come out, it's real nice, Judge.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
And I've
It's a
been thinking about
beautiful
that,
area.
golf, it's real pretty in the afternoon. So the walking trail heads out there, I think our constituency will enjoy that.
And I think asphalt, talking with engineers, I think asphalt is the best suitable, cheapest material that we can use that.
It's the cheapest, more durable, because we considered putting in like something like crushed granite or crushed limestone. Looks really, really nice. It's just, the cost that we have budgeted for it doesn't really allow us to put something like that, but, we would, it should last easily 20, 30 years, and like we have at the, behind the commissioners.
Yeah, that trail that Commissioner Garza has in precinct
Yes.
4 has been there many, many years and still.
That's what I was kinda thinking,
Yeah.
something similar in size and.
But 12 feet is really nice, 12 feet wide. Good way.
I'll
I
second
think-
the motion, Judge.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner, Mendoza to approve, I guess, the plan?
No, it's just,
It was an update.
It was an updated report, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I haven't presented a report on this one, I wanted to present a
Okay.
report, that's all.
And then as far as any updates on, of course, Parks and Wildlife is funding, most of it, as you mentioned, was, for the purchase of the golf course. We have submitted for reimbursement, the county has acquired and fee simple the land, but we have yet to be approved, for the reimbursement, it still hasn't come in, so we're working on that with the consultant to see how we can get
I'll
our.
let your administrator know that we're waiting on funds for that, and let them know that we should get this one done pretty soon.
Is reimbursement dependent on this plan, Judge?
Well, it would help once we get, we had allocated 100,000 to, in addition of the purchase price in the certificates of obligation, but we have already utilized that in golf course upgrade. So these trails, we're gonna have to come up with additional funding to finance the trails. But that reimbursement would certainly help in making those funds available to, yeah. So we're gonna have to come up with additional, maybe $100,000 to fund this.
It'll be nice though.
Yes.
Golf course take shape, the area around there, nice.
We'll move on to, item number 25 is an update on Falcon Mesa paving.
I'll just pass this out.
Okay.
Commissioner Garza, Mary Jane. Judge and Commissioners, on this project I had presented last time, we were pretty much 95% complete. With the exception of the drainage easement, I have presented now a drainage easement, between lot 7 and 8. That is where we see that the lower area of the roadway profile, so that we can get the water from the roadway on Cardinal Lane to the back, which is on Albatross Lane. And, I have visited with the landowners once or twice, previously. I just wanted to present it in court before I go back to them and let them know that this is gonna be the final location for that easement.
Okay.
That's pretty much the only thing. I did let Mr. Esser know that we're ready to go out for bids. He said that he was just waiting on environmental.
I
clearance as
think
well.
the commissioners had brought up in the past meeting about maybe bidding out some of the other projects that they have. How will that be included? You'll have to bring that before the court
Okay.
on the textile.
The paving projects.
The textile one, we will do it before the court when we go out.
One, yeah.
Yes, because we'll have to, what we were planning on that one is that the county to do the, all the base work.
Yes.
Which is be the milling of the asphalt, the existing asphalt, and then, bringing in additional base if it's needed, and resetting that, and then having that already compacted and ready for then.
Are we able to do that, commissioners?
Yes.
Yes?
And I'm ready to start on Second Street, man.
You can start, Commissioner.
Yeah, I know that storm got in the way of a lot of that. I mean,
Yeah, you can start already, they gave us, we met with TechStop and they gave us the go-ahead to be able to start on that, and so you can start milling, Second Street, and as you're milling Second Street,
All the way to Guerrero.
yes, that's how much funding we have. And then, so we would be bidding it out, we would.
Just to
have-
lay the asphalt. Yeah.
Just to lay the asphalt.
Okay.
And then we would do the same for,
Miraflores.
Pelican, streets. Our crews would work the base and work, the subway, have it set the same as they would on Second Street, and then they'll have it just ready for the asphalt, and then same thing with Miraflores. Our crews would do the same thing. So those three would be similar. The precinct one is a curb and gutter job, and we would be bidding that out as well. We're gonna require that to be, I guess, not machine formed, like we've done on previous projects. I think we would get, better results if we get, hand formed so that we can have a clean, all commissioners in the court has mentioned that they want a clean saw cut. And what I guess creates a challenge on that is that the asphalt, the existing asphalt, sometimes it's frayed or it has grass growing in it. So if you come in, let's say a foot to saw cut it, or 2 feet, because it's zigzagging back and forth, we don't want the curb zigzagging back and forth. So if you come in 2 feet, now you cut off maybe 2, 3 feet. You've reduced the size of the roadway, you're gonna come back and put concrete, we may have to put in a larger amount of like curb area. That was, I guess, that's a challenge with all of them, but that's,
when you're coming
not
after,
putting back
after
on
the
asphalt.
stream's already there.
Yes, but we are making every effort so that our curves are straight and not, following the existing edge
And
of
the street doesn't become narrow.
and keeping them to the width that's, like a standard width, which would be minimum 24 feet to about 28 feet per foot. Okay. So that's the item on this one. I just wanted to present it that we're gonna be going with an easement on about 7 and 8.
All right, Commissioner, we've got some consent items, some line items, transfer commissioners.
I make a motion to approve them, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Garza to approve consent items number 29, 30, 31, and 32, and 33, they're line item transfers. Then we've got some executive session items upcoming, still pending. I need a motion to enter into executive session.
Judge, we need another motion
Approve the
on the
consent
consent
items.
item.
Oh, we have a motion.
I have a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Garza, second by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
I will make a motion to go to executive session.
All right, we got a motion to enter into executive session by Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. The items to be heard are item number 20, to approve the hire of Simon Gutierrez as site manager for Zapata County Nutrition Center, slot number 5 at $10 an hour, effective 6/27/22. Item number 21, to approve the hire of Maria A. Perez as assistant cook for the Zapata County Nutrition Center at slot number 2 at $10 an hour, 60 hours bi-weekly, effective 6/27/22. Item number 28 is consultation with attorney regarding pending litigation in cause number 11,000-436 and style Zapata County versus Shady Heaven LLC, pending in the 49th District Court of Zapata County, Texas. And item number 27 is to address personnel matters. These items will be heard under Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and Government Code Section 551.074, personnel matters. We are now in executive session. Dr. Gonzalez, Dr. Flores.